If you've seen my previous video, you'll know that the foot piano is now functionally complete. However, because I'm building this for somebody else, and because I now have the 3D printer, which opens up some new fabrication options, I'm going to spend some time working on the case and cover for this, and I'm going to cover the production of that in this video. The two ends of the instrument are going to be made of 3D printed parts, but these 4 pieces of wood, 2 will become the front and rear, and 2 will be used for the top cover. This 3D printed faceplate goes on the rear panel of the piano. It allows me to mount the Midi connector, and it allows access for the power lead. I fitted a plug and socket onto the controller board so that the Midi socket can be connected after the fact. The power lead, however, I could do with adding strain relief, which poses a tricky problem, because it means I want to put a hole in this faceplate that is smaller than both ends of the lead. The bottom hole on this faceplate is a slot, which allows the power lead to be placed in. I also modelled this cross-shaped piece, which fits and rides in that slot and can be tensioned with the screws at each end. This approach allows me to add some strain relief to the power lead and to avoid the need for a gaping hole in the faceplate. In fact, using this micro USB extender as a power lead is just another form of strain relief, as it allows me not to have a connector directly on the back of the device. To reduce the boxiness of the cover, which is essentially a wooden box, the top hinged cover will be a trapezoid made of 2 angled pieces of wood. In order to neatly fill the gaps between those 2 angled pieces of wood, I'm using these 3D printed blocks. Now, because of their shape, there's not a good printer orientation for these, so I've chosen to print them in pairs upright, with a very thin connecting piece stopping them from toppling. The thin connecting piece can be broken off afterwards, and it's on the inside of the print, so it will never be seen. One difficulty with my case is it's 45 centimeters wide, and the maximum dimensions of a part I can print is only 18 centimeters, which means I need to make these in small sections and connect them together somehow. I've designed the case with extra ribs, which are not structural but simply add a division to allow me to print smaller parts. The bottom and the rear plate are held together by the side pieces, which are not yet attached. The first task is to attach one end. Using CAD, and in particular assembly modelling, allows me to figure out how to combine both the 3D printed and the wooden parts, and also where the fixings will go, allowing me to add useful screw tabs. So these pieces are going to make up the cover for the hinged lid. They just need to be assembled. And I'm just debating whether or not to put this veneer on. And I think I'm going to try it. I don't think there's any harm in trying it. I'm just debating the best way. I think it'll have to go in between the sections. So I think assembly first. Two ends. I'm going to build from the switch end along. So the reason I'm doing it like this is partly a limitation of me having a mini 3D printer. So the largest thing I can build is 18 centimetres in any direction, and this is 45 centimetres long. So even if I split it in half or in thirds, I still can't print quite enough material. So I've chosen to split it into 5 and make it out of smaller sections with intermediate struts. I don't think they're actually necessary in terms of structural support, but it breaks it into sections that I can print. So that's a comfortable amount I can print. Right, so I think about this veneer. I'm going to glue that end first. Yeah, I think I am. I'm going to glue and screw this end. Right, I don't actually need to slide the bits along, hopefully not to mar this top glue surface too much. But I do want a piece on there. I need to know how long it's going to be. And to know how long it's going to be as long as one of these. This will work so far, and then I'll run out of thread. Okay, push fit. Now, that is really tight. Well, it's not quite as professionally finished as I would have liked. That top was harder to build than I expected. But it doesn't look too shabby. Thank you for watching and stay safe.